For too long, Africa has been treated like a stage, where others perform and we simply watch. They build while we borrow. They speak while we remain silent. They take while we wait. But I ask you today, how much longer will you sit quietly, as if the future of your continent does not belong to you? Every great shift in history began with a decision, not by a crowd, but by an individual who refused to stay silent. And now it is your turn. This continent does not need more observers. It needs builders, protectors, creators. It needs people who will not just comment on what is wrong but rise to do what is right. Africa needs you, not as a witness to its pain, but as a participant in its healing. You may say, "If I am only a student," or "If I am just a worker," but I tell you, revolutions are not started by kings. They are started by those who believe that silence is no longer an option. Every time you see injustice and say nothing, you become part of it. Every time you witness corruption and look away, you strengthen it. But every time you speak out, even alone, you strike a blow against the system that keeps us chained. Understand this: the future of Africa is not written in the offices of the World Bank or in speeches at the United Nations. It is written in your daily choices. What you support, what you tolerate, what you build. You may not carry a gun or wear a uniform, but you are a soldier in the battle for dignity. Your weapon is your voice, your mind, your action. If you use them well, your impact will echo across generations. They told us our role is to follow, but I reject that. I say our role is to lead. They told us to wait for help, but I say we must help ourselves. Africa cannot afford more passive generations. The world moves fast, and we cannot be spectators any longer. We must be in the arena, making decisions, making sacrifices, making progress. This is the time to ask yourself, what do I stand for? What will I leave behind? Will I be remembered as one who watched while the house burned, or one who carried water, even with bare hands, to save it? Start where you are. If you are a teacher, teach truth. Not what they want you to repeat, but what your students need to know. If you are an artist, paint strength into the eyes of your people. If you are a farmer, feed not only bellies but a spirit of independence. If you are a student, study not to escape, but to return and rebuild. You don't need permission to serve. You only need courage. Africa does not lack talent. It lacks commitment. It lacks courage. Not from everyone, but from too many who are waiting for a perfect time, a perfect leader, a perfect system. There will be no perfect moment. There is only now. And what you do with it will decide what kind of Africa your children will inherit. Some will say, but I am only one person. Yes, but one person with conviction is more powerful than 1,000 who stay quiet. History does not remember those who sat comfortably while others sacrificed. It remembers those who dared to move, even when their steps shook alone. You do not need millions behind you to begin. You only need one decision: to stop watching and start working. Look around you. The signs are clear. Our resources are stolen. Our youth are desperate. Our leaders are divided. But there is one force that can change all of that: the African citizen who decides to stop being a spectator and become a protector of their future. That is who you must be. Not next week, not next year. Now. Stand up, speak with purpose, build with discipline. Refuse to be used, refuse to be silenced, refuse to wait for someone else to act. You are not too small. You are not too late. You are not too weak. You are exactly what this continent needs, if only you believe it. So rise, not with noise, but with direction. Not with anger, but with determination. Not to destroy, but to create. Become more than a voice in the crowd. Become a hand that lifts others. Become a mind that solves problems. Become a citizen who leaves no room for regret. Because the future is not something we wait for. It is something we build. Africa is not waiting for heroes. It is waiting for you. The one who stops watching. The one who starts doing. The one who understands that this is not someone else's story. It is yours. Now step into it and write it with courage.